In the words of the late George Carlin, BS is the glue that binds us together as a nation. Here comes a ton of it. It's time for BSing with Big Nate.
Welcome into another edition of BSing with Big Nate. I'm Big Nate. It's Sunday. Tomorrow is Monday, and usually that sucks. But here in the New River Valley, we've got something that we are all looking forward to. Surely we're all going to get up early, turn our radios over to 101.7, 1460, or 103.5 FM, because Big Dawg Sports Talk is coming back, and I'm joined by the Big Dog himself, Mr. Rick Watson.
Hey, good to see you. Hey, that might be our new tagline, our new promo line. Big Dawg Sports Talk, hoping that we make your Monday suck a little less.
I mean, it works. That's a handy slogan, but I mean, some Mondays are going to be worse than others, but I've been looking forward to this for a while. Of course, last time we talked, this wasn't necessarily official. It's something that was still in negotiation, but you're coming back after 10 long years. How's it feel?
Hard, laborious negotiation, too, I tell you. It's cool. It works out, as we talked about, being moving to mornings is very attractive to me, and it works out with my Radford schedule. So they've been very supportive, and, I'm ready to get the ball rolling again. I think we need it, and I think we need to have a community conversation with everything that's been going on and what has been just the worst year in the history of humanity, 2020. But it's coming back at a good time, as you know, and we've talked about it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Sports is, it is a necessary thing for people's lives, and the context it's taken now, I think, adds even more value to it.
I think I'm all about finding the silver linings. Of course, 2020 has been a hell of a year, and there's been a lot of negative. But I think to a certain degree, if COVID-19 doesn't happen, the world doesn't shut down, maybe the stars don't align and Big Dawg doesn't come back yet. Yeah. But we're getting you in here tomorrow, 6 a.m., and what are you going to talk about on that first show?
I'm going to beg one of my listeners to bring me a good chair. Whatever they want in return, please, for the love of humanity, bring me a chair.
I'm like 99% sure the chair you're sitting in right now was probably the same chair you were sitting in 10 years ago. I think it was the
exact same chair, yeah. So that's going to be my first goal.
Let's talk.
But, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well,
show.
No, you go first. It's I'm just thrilled to join you. There's so many things I want to talk about. Of course, I've had the privilege of knowing you for a while, and I'm excited because, of course, it doesn't translate here. But if you look directly ahead of me, I am looking at Mr. Rick Watson. I never thought this would happen. We were, of course, co-workers with RU, and now here at the New River Radio Group. But
it's romantic, actually, seeing you over there.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to get a lot done. I can tell you that much. 10 years ago-ish, give or take, Big Dawg Sports Talk you had captured something. You really had something here, and Cumulus kind of took over, and then Big Dawg Sports Talk was no more. So how does it feel 10 years later getting back into this? Does it feel special to you?
Yeah, it does, without sounding too sappy. We were on for 10 years, and that you mentioned what happened with the previous ownership, and then with the Radford opportunity that presented itself, it all kind of happened at the perfect time, and it was the perfect storm. And I was about ready to say, okay, 10 years, we've done a lot to serve the community. It's been a lot of fun, but now let's move on, And I was ready at that time to be done with it, I think. But now, yeah, you're right. It is special. It's the thing that's been the most humbling, and because you helped set it up, but what we did on our Facebook page, and this was back when we were first talking about this, before all this COVID mess happened, we just put out the theoretical, so what if, we decided to do the show again? And we had over, 1,500 interactions with that simple question on one social media platform. And it's just, and I've never not had somebody during these 10 years come up to me and at some point, no matter what we're talking about, if they listen to the show, hey, you ever going to bring Big Dawg back? And I guess I didn't know until I was done with it, Nathan, that it actually did have that kind of impact for people, because people still call me that.
Yeah.
I'll be in the parking lot walking to Deadman to do a game, and someone will yell, hey, Dawg, So from that standpoint, I hope we can reconnect in that fashion and people remember why they like the show so much.
Yeah, I of course wasn't really here during the Big Dog Sports Talk era. I was in the area. I was going to Radford, and me getting to know you was all throughout Radford University basketball.
Right.
But I can confidently tell you the legend of Big Dog is something that has been throughout the New River Valley, and I mean, to a certain degree, almost more than your name. If I mention Rick Watson, sometimes people are like, who? But then I go, Big Dog, and it clicks. Like, oh yeah, Rick, I know Rick. So there's definitely, I think it's a good time to bring it back, and I definitely, to me, being a part of this now that it's coming back, it's been really incredible to see, and it's kind of like coming to work tomorrow feels like today feels like Christmas Eve. Like I can't wait to get in and open up.
You'll be so disappointed when you open your present and find out it's just a sweater, another sweater.
Oh geez, Rick, you might want a sweater. I don't know if anyone's talked to you, but it gets real cold in that studio.
Yeah, it is cold. Yeah, that's what your Christmas morning is going to be like.
I'm excited though, Rick. What are you going to talk about on that first show? A little preview for us.
Well, I mean, obviously coming back and just kind of reintroducing who I am in case people forgot. But the big thing and what was key for me is I kind of anticipated these conversations I'd had with a lot of the local school officials. Dr. Billy Hahn, I call him coach. He was my coach. He's the director of the Virginia High School League. And the decision that came down, which we knew how it was going to be structured with everything being pushed forward or back, however you want to look at it, with fall sports starting now in December, winter sports in the spring, early spring, and then the spring sports being pushed to summer. It's he's going to be our first guest. And I think that was important because I know how many lives these decisions have affected with parents of student athletes throughout the New River Valley at every school that we have, and also just the regular student base. So they've had their classes readjusted. Everybody's trying to get used to this new, hopefully very temporary normal. So having him on to explain the thought process and how it's going to break down and how people can expect workouts to happen, I think it can provide a little bit of a comfort. So having him on as the first guest was really my first goal, and he's going to join us in that second hour, and he's going to give a lot of insight. So that's the first thing. For me, and you know me, I despise politics of all shape and colors. I think it's ridiculous what has happened with this disease in particular is just the latest example, but we have to talk about it because it is controlling what this show's based on, which is sports. It is a sports show, by the way, in case you don't know that.
I've heard there's some confusion.
Might be some confusion.
Big Sports Talk, what's that about?
Yeah, I don't know. But so, yeah, the COVID thing is controlling sports at all levels right now. And the pro sports, I think, obviously can afford testing and the leisure of being able to isolate people. Colleges have to do it differently. And me being associated with a university like Radford is going to give me a little better insight because I'm always talking to the doctors. I know what their thought processes are. I know what the implementations are going to be if there are breakouts and where we're headed. And so that's going to be important. Phil Steele will be on with us. Phil is, everybody who knows college football, Phil Steele is the only preview you ever want to buy. Don't waste your time with any of the others. He's the best, the quintessential. He does a national radio tour. I reached out to him, and he remembered the show. It was funny. When I got a hold of his people, his agent or his booker said, the first thing Phil said goes, "Where the hell did Big Dog even go? I missed that show." So that was nice, that he remembered us from coming on talking about the ACC and Tech. And then we're going to wrap it up on Monday anyway with going from the high school, Kyle Calander, who is the commissioner of the Big South. We're, the Big South, being Radford, I can say we, have made the decision that fall sports will continue, or going to go on right now, at least as normal in September. And Kyle's going to take us in behind. He's involved in all these conversations with the Power Fives, with what's going on with the mid-majors. You're not going to get better information about what's going on from a sports perspective at both the local and the regional and national levels than you are with Billy Hahn and with Kyle Calander. So that was the thought of the first show, so people can kind of say, okay, now we've heard it for ourselves from people who are dealing with things that we've been hearing about for the last 4 months.
I love it. So there was a saying, and I don't know if it applied when you went to Radford as well, but that first day of class was always syllabus day, so it just kind of coasted. I love that you're not coming in with a syllabus day. I love that you're coming in ready to rock and get us updated on I mean, there's been so much going on in the sports world, and there's been a void of coverage on it. So I'm so glad we're getting the local impact. We're going to have Big Dawg telling us what it's all like. Of course, that all kicks off tomorrow, 6 a.m., WRADradio.com if you want to listen online. Of course, the TuneIn app, terrestrially, FM 101.7, 103.5 FM, and then AM 1460. Of course, all episodes are going to be available podcast.
I like that. And it's hour by hour, right? Is that what you told me? You're going to break it down? That's going to be cool.
It's hour by hour. And, of course, you want to go ahead and follow Big Dawg Sports Talk Twitter, Facebook, and now in the world of Instagram.
Thanks to you, yeah. Yeah, and by the way, if you see our cool logo, which has nothing to do at all with the Major League Baseball logo, that's just crazy talk. That's all Nathan, by the way. He designed it. He's done all of our new licensing, imaging. It's cool. The brand is I like the new brand a lot, and I'm getting a lot of positive reactions. So thank you for that.
It's been really fun digging into that, and I don't really talk about it much on air, but I'm extremely proud. I'm the proudest I've been since I had my son. Of the logo. So it's there. But yeah, I'm really excited to have you back, Rick.
Well, to be fair, our son with your lovely wife,
yes.
Cindy. Yeah,
we co-parenting. It works.
Co-parenting, right.
Thanks for coming on, Rick. We'll be listening.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything.